Welcome to the sixth video where we're creating a Raspberry Pi case. In this video what we're going to do is we're going to create the cover for this assembly here. And so this cover, here I'll go to my document camera. This cover will go over the top of this piece of acrylic here. That's what we did in the last one. It's called the lid. I'm calling that the lid. And so we're going to put this piece right over the top here. And it'll open up a space so you can see the window, but it hides a lot of electronics, but yet it still has a hole that's large enough for a finger. All right, so the first step here is, I'll go to Fusion. I'm going to come into our model here that we've been working on. Remember last time we created the base. We made the base component from the body that we've been working on. We've also created a lid. So I'm going to come here and create a new component. I'm going to call that component the cover. Okay. And so now we've got an active component. And so I'm going to come up here and I'm going to create a sketch on this surface. And then I'm going to do a P for projection. And I'm going to select this entire body here, and I'm going to say okay. And so now it's got, notice the blue lines there. So now what I can do is I can turn off some of this stuff. Well, I could here. Hang on a second. So I don't want to turn stuff off. So maybe I can turn the body off because I think that would be maybe helpful for the base. To kind of see what's going on. But I want to leave this sense hat turned on. And the reason is I want to cut a window here. I want to cut a space for a hole in that, a gap in that cover so that I can see these LEDs. So I'm going to go ahead and use my, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit here to get a little high resolution grid. And I'll just go from here to here. Okay. And that's it. So that's basically the design. So I use my projection and I'm just capturing all these features. Notice they were blue. If you notice when I did the projection, here I'll bring projection back up. I had this projection link turned off. And so I don't want it to link. I want this to be independent. So what link would do is as the thing changed shapes, these features would change in this particular component. I'm okay with it being just like it is without the projection link. And so there we go. And so I'm going to say finish sketch. And so now I've got this kind of hanging out here on top of this. And so now I'm going to do an extrusion, E for extrusion. And I'll select that. And I'm going to make this 1.6 millimeters high. And there we go. So now we have this piece of 3D printed material, which will sit on top, PLA probably in our case. Will sit on top, and you can see through to the LEDs below, and it's still got a hole for the joystick. So one other thing I want to do in this particular component is I want to add some lettering to this. And the way I'm going to do that is make sure this component select. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to create another sketch. And inside of that sketch here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up and do a create, and I'm going to create some text, and I'll put it, about right here. I'll draw a box, and so I'll say E101, fine. You can adjust this to your own liking, whatever you want to do. Here, you can kind of move it around. Then I'm going to say finish sketch. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and extrude that, E, and then I'll select this. And then I'm going to actually extrude this. This thing is 1.6 millimeters thick, so I'm going to make this minus 0.6. Okay. And see, you can see that it carved out a little bit, so it's going to leave off a layer there. So anyways, that gives you a sense of, you've got this sort of etched feature here, text. So your mileage can vary. You can do whatever you want at that point. It doesn't really. You've got a lot of creative flexibility there to to show your design. All right, so that's it for this video. So in the next one, we'll build the feet for the case, and we're headed down the path to being almost done with this enclosure. All right, hopefully see you back on the next one.